know. Niggas know how I'm bumming, nigga. Yeah. Fuck what a nigga say, I feel like Dre. Man, the game is sick. Suckers wanna play and load my K until that bitch click. Big stick, hanging out the bottom of my 4-5. No lie, if I whip it out, somebody gon' die. Only time you hard is on the gram when you go live. Flexing with a tool, but never blam. I'ma blow mine. Won't show mine until it's go time. Nah, you can't hold mine. Yeah, I got the whole mine. I'm on the goal line, and I'm going for 6. Watch me up the scope. Caught him at the stove. He was with his hoe. Had to let him know. That's your ass. You don't get it past. You reap what you sow. Why you speaking low? Speak up. Boy, you been a hoe. Boy, you been a bitch. Get off dick. Tryna steal my drip. Look up in the air. You see me, I'm fly as bird shit. Never on no nerd shit. Why you on that lame shit? You don't want no smoke. You get smoke with who you hang with. You know what I'm saying? Lame ass niggas talking about they on some gang shit. Nigga, you was a bitch, nigga. Matter of fact, nigga, you was a hoe. Nah, you ain't no hoe, cause hoes get dope. Man, you pussy ass a cat.
We fucking live, my niggas.
On walk, tell him free to act. Feeling free a rat. You know he told how you sleep.
Part to Start Fantasy Podcast, man. Coming at y'all, man, fresh off the AOB draft weekend. What you laughing at, JD? We over here backstage.
Hey,
shit,
this is what you call Midnight Vibes R&B Slow Podcast with your host, Heart to Start Camp. This is the Midnight Hour.
The Midnight Hour. DJ Easy.
My bad, cuzzo. My bad.
Hey, Heart to Start Podcast, man. It's about 8:30, man. In my house, the kids go to sleep at 8:30. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we up live and direct, though. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Hey, we coming to bring y'all the
Got me crying.
Get Your Guys episode. If y'all go watch any AOB draft, JD just loaded this past weekend's draft. Any draft, you could hear people in the background.
Get your guys.
Get your guys. Hey, and it goes for 3 different scenarios. If you reach for somebody and they own you, somebody gonna say get your guys. If you reach for somebody that shouldn't go that early, that person argument is gonna be get your guys. You feel me? And that's what it is. And hey, it was a lot of reaching going on, man. You know, that's the earliest we did a draft since Mexico, man, about 5 years ago.
That shit hurt it.
It was some reaching and some unpreparedness going on, you know, not by us, though. You know, we stay ready. That's the
No, I reached for a couple players. I ain't gonna lie.
Sir reach a lot, you know what I'm saying? But I'm hoping the unpreparedness will go ahead and walk me into a ship, you know what I'm saying? Because I stay ready.
Hey, that nigga told me where he walked into a ship the other day, too. Reg told me I walked into a ship. Shout out to Reg. Shout out to Beware. 100%. They former champs, and they told me and Cuzzo we walked into a ship.
Well, we get that from Reg. I see he made that up. He said some niggas just trip and fall into a championship. You know what I'm saying?
That was about me.
And sometimes that's your argument. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Pick Flair, man. That's my dog.
Pick Flair. But no, this is the Get Your Guys episode. We're gonna talk about some of our favorite mid-late round targets. Each position, we're gonna each give y'all 2 players from each position, mid-round, 4th and later. Go ahead, JD.
I got a question for you. How do you like the caption of "Get Your Guys"? Should that be a segment of the Heart to Start of like the off season like type shit before we prepare? So is that like something that we just like Swerve or I like some of the other shit that we got?
I like Get Your Guys at the beginning of the year. I'm gonna say this: I was kind of mad when I seen another podcast that I won't say no names. They have one called My Guys. But again, JD uploads the live draft, and you can go look at all our live drafts. You got somebody yelling. I even turned on our live draft today to see, and in the first round to the second round, you hear "Get Your Guys" at least 12 times. At least 12 times. You know what I'm saying? Like
facts.
That's the saying we got. This shit, Wood says this should be a segment. Shout out to Wood. We got Get Your Guys. We got Hefe in there, man. Dreams, what it do, man?
Hefe, Woodrow, CIF, Mr. CIF, Mr. Bones a lot, my motherfucking nigga, man.
Sir Bongs a lot. Well, look, y'all, we're gonna jump in. Let's show some. If you ain't following us on Instagram, go ahead and follow us. Hard to Start Fantasy Podcast on Instagram. We got some other follow Works 10. You know what I'm saying? One of the Hard to Start co-hosts. Weekend wrap up Sunday show coming. Woodrow in the chat you seen. Go ahead and follow that. Ellis Greens. You know what I mean? Sponsored by. You see the hat. You know what I mean? The Guccini fellow. I think your thing got deleted out of us. At Guccini JD on Instagram. We'll fix that later. But hey,
Hard to Start Podcast.
This the Get Your Guys episode. Let's jump into the first Get Your Guy. JD, we starting off with the QB. I got your guy, Aaron Rodgers, ADP about 103.
Give me a second. Let me pull it up. I didn't know I was going first.
Okay, well look.
Go dig through.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Let me dig through. Yeah, let me dig through my joint, man. So
you've been watching that Hard Knocks, huh?
We talking about Aaron. We gonna talk about Aaron Rodgers as one of my guys to go ahead and get. He's being drafted as I think the 103rd player overall. So I think that's in the 10th round. And you got to remember, Aaron Rodgers, he played with nothing but only OG that was over there was Randall Cobb. So during the motherfucking Hard Knocks, especially what we just seen yesterday, fucking Cobb to the young receivers. We know we got GW over there. Cuzzo took GW high, which I'm not mad at because if you want a number one receiver, you go get your number one receiver. And GW is that one receiver that you want to go get. And so with Aaron Rodgers, what he did last year with nothing but first-year receivers, second-year tight ends, and then all he had was his OGs on the offensive line and in the backfield. And this is what he did last year. His attempts, 542, which was 10th in the league. 3695 yards, which was 11th at his position, bruh. 26 TDs, 7th at his position on a broken thumb. And with receivers that's just coming into the league that season, bro. 14.8 fantasy points per game. So if you drafted Aaron Rodgers last year, I know he kind of paused, busted on fellas with the 14.8. But to me, where he's being drafted right now in the 10th round and then 14.8 fantasy points per game is a fucking steal. What having GW, Garrett Wilson, what having Alan Lazard coming in, helping running the offense. Cobb, having Cobb being a secondary coach on the field. I think that Aaron Rodgers, for where he's at, and if you look at the last 2 years, I understand that from 20 to 21, 48 touchdowns to 33, I think it was. And then the year after that was another minus 11. But you got to understand that Aaron Rodgers, from the last year of him being the MVP to the year that we just seen, it wasn't nobody around him. This is his first year playing without Devontae. You know what I mean? This is second year without playing with the boy that's in New York, that's his offensive coordinator right now. So if we get to going through some more stats, and I'm going to give it to you right now. Deep ball completion percentage, 34.6, top 20. Pressure, when the pocket is collapsed, his pressure completion percentage was 42.9, 15th out of his position. Red zone completion percentage, 63%, 15% that was 15th at his position, bro. So true completion percentage, 69.6, 21 at his position. We got to factor in he was playing with young guys, even though GW is a young bull over there, but he brought in Randall Cobb and fucking Lazard. So for AR to be going in the 10th, 11th, 12th round, are you fucking serious right now, bro? We seen what Breezy just did in fucking Hard Knocks, my nigga. He hit
Who is that
21 miles per hour, bro.
Brees Hall.
Off the fucking ACL, my nigga. What do we see what AR likes to do with the running backs, bro? So give me AR in 11th to 12th round. You can go back to our footage right now because I said when I drafted AR, he's like, bro, is that a super flex? I got to cover all my aspects, bro, 100%. And for to get him that late and for him to maybe be a top 5 quarterback, 10th, 11th round, it's a no-brainer, bro, 100%. So that's one of my positions after the 3rd round.
Well, I will say this. 103 is about the 8th, 9th round, but in our league, every league is going to be different. I think that is going to change, right? We had in our league, people was reaching for quarterbacks going early, you know, so it just depends on the
and
league.
wide receivers.
It depends on the league. But I love everything about Rodgers. I mean, if he would have stayed in Green Bay, I would argue that his receiving core is still young, even though Watson getting drafted high. You know, the young boy Dobbs over there. You know, they still got who they got over there, running backs. But like you said, you mix in Dalvin Cook and Brees, and they say they're going to run a lot of 2 running back sets where they will be coming out the backfield, somebody catching the ball, somebody blocking, because that is the only thing I'm worried about with the Jets is their offensive line is bad.
Facts.
The Packers have always kept an offensive line to protect
Facts.
Aaron Rodgers. The Jets' offensive line is bad, but what's going to keep them honest? Them hitters back there running, Garrett Wilson's explosion and his craftiness, and that defense is going to be top tier. You know what I'm saying? They're going to give him chance after chance. It's not going to be, you know, a bad defense, and he's always running for his life. And again, like you said, in the pocket, his percentages are still good. So I'm fucking with Aaron Rodgers. And, you know, part of the reason for me grabbing Wilson, which to your point about me reaching for him, Wilson was going.
No, I didn't say you reached. That was a good pick.
Okay, he's been going in the early middle round of the 2nd, right? But the big reason I took him is because of how well he was with shitty quarterback play, and now we throwing in Aaron Rodgers. So I
agree with you on that. GW had like 80-something receptions, 100+ targets, damn near 1,000 yards when you playing with Mike White, Zach Wilson, and it was another quarterback that they had. So
and
GW
and who gives a fuck? Because they were that bad.
100%. WGF. I guess so. I don't know. I'm slow right now. But look though, 100%, bro, on my mama and GW, you can't argue with the production that he has on wax. Shout out to my motherfucking nigga, the real A-Wax. But the production that GW has on wax, dealing with a carousel of quarterbacks, and you got AR talking about, he reminds me of Devontae, bruh. That's all he needs. Reason. If you look at last year, he didn't have Devontae. And the 2 years before that, he's a fucking MVP, my nigga. And Randall Cobb said, look, bruh, if y'all don't get your shit straight, he not throwing you the ball. And we seen it. We seen it with Devontae. Devontae, even though I'm not saying that Aaron made Devontae or Devontae made Aaron, whatever it may be, but when you got 2 of them Northern California boys, that's all you got to do is just go to the side, and we ain't got to say nothing. We just got to look at each other. It is what it is. 100%. So give me G-Dub. Give me AR8 and Cuzzo. What I got to do to get GW? I know I got to pay a premium.
Hey, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Hey, he said Flacco. Flacco was there for a second. Hey, that's my guy.
And Flacco, right?
You can't get him. That's it.
Can't get it.
So look,
hey, what that nigga say, bro? You could wow me, but I don't think you can.
You could wow me, but I don't know. Look, I'm gonna jump to my quarterback, and then we'll go back to yours. Here go one of mine. This ain't no popular one. This is a Kirk Cousins. This is one who's on the wire in our league right now. He went undrafted. His ADP is 105, so closer to the 9th, 10th round, depending on the size of your league. If you don't get what people consider those top quarterbacks and you punt quarterback, you likely end up with a Kirk Cousins, a Aaron Rodgers, a Richardson, a Geno, sometimes even Deshaun. When I don't get those top quarterbacks, I like to do what JD did. Grab a Watson and grab an Aaron Rodgers, right? Just in case, right? Last year I had Geno and Tua, right? Keep them both because anything can happen, and you gotta have a heart to start one of them. But my argument for Cousins is, last year, 4,500 yards, 29 TDs, 14 interceptions, not the greatest. He averaged 18 fantasy points. He was the number 7 quarterback. Now, he doesn't throw the ball deep good. He never had a strong arm. But what do? They play to his strengths. They got route technicians. Obviously, Justin Jefferson, one of the best in the game running routes.
My nigga Addison.
As well as catching.
Runner.
Addison, route technician. That was the
Fred Biletnikoff winner, bro. That's one thing about Addison. He's a Biletnikoff winner in Pittsburgh.
With Pickett, right? The year before, and then he went to USC. Route technicians, yak players. KJ Osborne had almost a 200-yard game last year. You know what I'm saying? Came on at the end of the season, after the catch type of guy. TJ Hawkinson, number 2 tight end last year. So you got the number 2 tight end, you got the number 1 wide receiver. You bring in a first-round draft pick at wide receiver. You still got the young boy over there. Dalvin Cook is now gone, so him demanding the ball is no more, right? You got people that are just happy to get the ball. Second year in Kevin O'Connell's system. Kirk Cousins, to me, is one of the safest quarterbacks you can get if you didn't get one of those top quarterbacks. His floor, to me, is a top 10 quarterback. That's safe, right? And again, put him with somebody like Cousins and Richardson. Cousins and Geno maybe might take a step back, right? Cousins and Rodgers. Take those quarterbacks, but don't – just because you missed out on those early ones, it's not over. So if you want a safe quarterback who's also in the last year of his contract, go get Kirk Cousins. So
my thing is, and I love that you said that. So I'm off the screen right now, and I'm looking at Dalvin Cook's targets. 56 targets, 48 red zone touches, 1,173 yards, and his target share was 8.9. So with all that being said, and his vacated everything, and them not investing in the fucking running back position, cousin, what it tells me is that however many attempts Kirk Cousins threw for last year, it's going to go up about 10, maybe 5 to 10 more attempts. You got a Madison. I don't know where he was drafted at. You got wherever he was drafted at. You got a Chandler wherever he was drafted at, bro. So one of the rumors is, shout out to Hefe. Hefe hit me the other day. Cousin, I think that Kareem Hunt should go to motherfucking Minnesota. You know what I mean? So if Minnesota brings in Hunt, that's just another body. So to me, what the offense is bringing in Minnesota is, it's going to be 35 to 40 passing attempts a game because you took Addison in the first round and you gave up what you gave up to get Hawkinson. He finished as a top 3 fucking tight end last year. Addison, a fucking former Biletnikoff winner in Pittsburgh. He played with a brand new quarterback last year and still got 75 receptions. Addison is a dog, bro. If you got footwork in the NFL and you play receiver, bro, you can get open. So you got Jettis, a 1,900-yard reception, yards receiving, 10 TDs. You got a Hawkinson that's eating up short to intermediate routes, and you got fucking Addison on the other side that's doing what fucking the tight end is doing, bro. It's an easy win to pick up Cousins as a 10th round player, bro. As your first quarterback, not as your second, because Cuzzo just said JD got Watson and Aaron Rodgers. That's because I'm not sure. But if you go and look at what Cousins is going to do or what he done did just by having Hockenson for the last 8, having Didi, having Osborne, and I got Osborne in my notes right now, my nigga, 100%. With all those 3 players and you getting rid of Dalvin, my nigga, why not take a dart throw, especially if you can't get what's the number 1 receiver? What's his name? Fucking
Justin Jefferson.
Texas drafted him number 1. And one of our players, one of my guys in our draft, drafted Jay Jettis number 1, and he shifted him off. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have done it because I believe in Jettis, but yet it just shows how this shit go. But I'm a believer in Kirk Cousins in the 10th round.
Hi, Cousin JD.
Cousin JD!
Go ahead, say hi. Say hi, Cousin JD.
Hey!
All right,
Hey!
we just talking about TJ Hockenson. We just talking about TJ Hockenson.
Hockenson!
That's your guy, right?
Yeah.
Say, get your
Yes.
guys. All right, good night, guys. So look, let's jump to your next QB, man. Hey, Kirk Cousins, man, you can't go wrong, and he is sitting on the wire in our league. If anybody's watching, he might be picked up. Tua, your guy.
Give me a second.
This is your guy.
One of my, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You know,
Did you
when
see?
Tua-
Did you see him and what's the name going at it? Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark said that boy looking a little thick. He been eating everything that Tua's trainer told him not to eat. Tua said, "Hey, bro, I appreciate if you keep my name out your mouth, man. You know what I'm saying? Stop. What you worried about me?" He told him it was kind of weird.
So when you want to eat oatmeal for breakfast, oatmeal for dinner, or oatmeal for lunch, oatmeal for dinner, my daddy told me, and I'm pretty sure your daddy told me or told you where we at right now, 100%. Oatmeal is better than no meal. So Tua got to get, you know what I mean? Because before Tua got hurt, Tua was throwing 61-point games, 6 TDs. I know Cuzzo is not here with me on the Tua shit. I understand.
Let you live.
Tua has a, yeah, I know. And that's why we do this, to get the people what they want, 100%. But Tua had a 61-point game, a 41-point game, a 34-point game, and a 35-point game as he's throwing up gang signs while he's laying on the ground, bro. So if he stays healthy, you got a Teron Armstead. You have a fucking, if you go get John, well, we ain't going to say if you go get John, but that's in the ear right now. You know what I mean? But without Jonathan Taylor, my nigga, as long as he plays 15 to 16 games and you got a Tua, you got a Waddle, bro. There's no way that you should not be targeting Tua as the 89th player, bro. That's in the 7th round. We just had somebody take him in the 4th round, 5th round, because he believes in him. You know what I mean? Which might have been a stretch. But yeah, I love fucking Tua.
He took him in. We just had him go in our league.
He took him in the 5th.
Yep, 5th round, end of the 5th round. After one of the guys I'm gonna talk about. I mean, I can't be mad. The weapons are there. You know what I'm saying? I just, it's hard. It's hard for me to go with a quarterback. When he got hit, his fingers was doing these like Wood just put up there on the thing. His fingers was doing all of this. And I hope he don't take no hits like that. And I hope, the young man is successful. But it's scary. But hey, go get Tua. Go get Kirk Cousins. You know what I'm saying? These are guys you can get to protect your investment. You know what I mean? And there it is there. He got all the weapons to do it. So I'm not gonna just shit on Tua altogether. You know what I mean? I mean, I am from experience, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Now, while JD's thing looks to be frozen a little bit, while we wait for him to fix his technical difficulties, here, let me actually remove him and let him get back in there. While he fixes his, let me jump into my next QB. Let me go ahead and text him, tell him to jump on. 1 second, guys. 1 second. While he fixes his technical difficulties, I'm going to jump in to my next quarterback, which is Trevor Lawrence. Now, when I say get your guys, you know, I look at it this year as the quarterbacks I want. What quarterbacks do I want? I want a top 5 quarterback this year. I want a quarterback that I'm going to put in, and I know I'm not going to have a hard to start with having to put another guy in. I want a quarterback who I know is going to be, who I believe is going to be top 5 at his position, which gives you some sort of advantage. I want the steady Eddie, and Trevor Lawrence is my guy this year. 4,100 yards, 25 TDs, and 8 interceptions last year. Also 5 rushing touchdowns. That's 30 total touchdowns. He had 5 top 5 finishes at QB last year. His last game, what have you done for me lately, was a 27-point comeback playoff victory against the Chargers doing Chargers shit, right? You know how the Chargers get down. What have you done for me lately? That's the name of the game for me. We all grab players that start doing good towards the end of the year. We all grab players that finish strong, which is why a player like Cam Akers is going so high right now, or going as a value workhorse, because how he finished the year. The last time we seen Trevor Lawrence, like I said, he had a 27-point comeback that he brought the players. Last time we seen Trevor Lawrence, he had a 27-point comeback where he brought his team back. I looked at him to improve. 34% completion percentage in passes 20 yards or more, which isn't that good, but he added a Calvin Ridley. You got Christian Kirk coming back. They extended Ingram. You go get Tank to help with Etienne, who can also pass catch. Still got Zay Jones, who had 853 yards last year, even though he led the league in drops, the top 2 in drops. He's the deep guy. Now, Trevor Lawrence's line worries me a bit, kind of like with Aaron Rodgers, but again, he got feet. He can move. So that's why you seen with the 5 rushing touchdowns last year. Him going in the range of him going after players like Herbert, Lamar, and Fields almost 2 rounds later. In our league, he went the same round as Herbert. I seen Herbert gone. I said, I'm not even going to wait. I'm going to get Trevor Lawrence. All the other ones are gone. And that's how you, get your guys. Trevor Lawrence, fire me up with him this year as my starting quarterback. Lock him in for some league winning games.
I ain't mad at that, because Trevor Lawrence, just based off of what you said he did, what he did in the fucking in the playoff game against San Diego. I mean, he killed that. He was down 28-0, bro, with no really. Travis Etienne kind of died out at the end of the season, bro. A lot of us right now in the fantasy industry, we're not drafting Etienne without having Tank. You know what I mean? So if I'm taking Trevor Lawrence, is based on I got Christian Kirk. I got Zay Jones that's damn near going undrafted. I got a Ridley that's going in the 3rd round. I got a Double E who is a top 5 tight end right now. So I'm not worried about what Etienne and where Etienne is going. I just need everybody outside of Lawrence to be on one accord. And I think that's what they're going to do, because what a lot of players are saying and former players are saying about Ridley is that footwork. He knows how to get open. He knows how to be the quarterback's best friend, bro. 100%. So for me to get Trevor Lawrence at the end of the 4th, beginning of the 5th round, that means that I passed on Jackson, Burrow. No, I ain't gonna say Burrow. So it's gonna be Jackson,
Fields,
Mahomes. Well, so Fields, Lawrence, And one of the other quarterbacks I just said they should be going around the same spot because Fields is a league winner, Lawrence is a league winner, and Lamar Jackson is a league winner, bruh. 100% outside of Mahomes, Allen, and Hurts. So that's the first tier. Then you got the second tier, whether it be Burrow, Jackson, Lawrence, and whoever, you know what I mean? So if you want to play a premium to go ahead and go get motherfucking Mahomes and Allen, that's what you do in the top 3. But if you can wait to the 4th or 5th round and go get T. Law, which he already threw for damn near 4,000 yards, he's having a receiver come in who has an 1,800 yard season behind him, on top of fucking Christian Kirk, 1,200, Double E, 1,000. In Jacksonville, in Duval, shout out to MJD, bro. They ain't had no offense like that since he was there. Why not try and throw a dart throw on whether it be T-Law, Kirk, or Ridley? You paying premium price for Ridley. So give me Trevor Lawrence in the 5th round, bro, who's the orchestrator of that offense to give me them 20-plus points per game that I don't have to play a premium for Lamar, for Mahomes, for Burrow. 100%. You can't lose with T-Law, bro.
Hey, nah, like you just said, bro. That should be people's thinking. You know, if you got your eyes set on Josh Allen, Mahomes, you know, you can stock up on some players and get a Trevor Lawrence that hopefully isn't too far separated from, like I said, number 8 quarterback last year without a Ridley and the returning players. Let's jump into the running back. We'll jump into your first running back right here. Let's go David Montgomery. ADP 81, going around 6th, 7th round.
So with Montgomery, one of my things is, let me pull up my notes. There are the stats on the running backs. My thing is with Montgomery is though, you know, everything that Smith did last year in a 50-50 time split, I don't know how you don't see how Montgomery can come. Hold on, I'm trying to find Montgomery's stats. I don't see how you can't draft Montgomery. I had it written down on where he's being drafted at, but I'm trying to find the stats. All this shit is on different pieces.
81, so he's going about the 7th, 8th round.
Here go Monty right here. 201 attempts on the ground, which was 22nd in the league, right? On the worst offense in the league. 801 yards. Rushing. 4.0 yards per carry. 6 TDs. 40 targets, 34 receptions with Justin Fields. Justin Fields run first quarterback. So when you got to run first quarterback, your fucking your first and second options and your third option, nigga, is to take it all. 100% target share, 11.8 on a weak ass offense. Route precipitation, 55.2. So what I'm saying is, how can you not go from being in the worst offense in the league and still get production and damn near going to Detroit? And we hate to say it, or we're not used to saying Detroit as a top 10 offense. But if you go look at what Detroit did with Jared Goff, every number is in the top 15, 16 of production. So you minus Jamal Williams in New Orleans with them 17 TDs, you bring in a Jahmyr Gibbs that you don't have plans on giving him 20 touches per game. Maybe it might be 10 to 15, a couple of rushes, a couple of receiving passes. Montgomery is the RB1 in that motherfucking offense, bro. And for him, if you go look at his previous years, for him to do what he's done in his previous years and to go into Detroit and arguably a top 12 offense, it's a no-brainer, bro.
So I'm definitely not going to go as far as saying he's the number one running back on that team, but I will support your argument, and I'm going to jump into my running back because it goes with your running back, and that's Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, you're getting him rounds earlier, 4 to 5 rounds earlier, which is an argument for JD. You can go ahead and get you a David Montgomery in an offense that last year, 2,070 scrimmage yards, 25 TDs is what Swift and Jamal Williams combined for. Shout out to Dreams in the comments saying might pull something close to Jamal Williams last year. That's what they got him for. Now, yes, they signed Montgomery before they drafted Gibbs, but now you look at Gibbs with the draft capital, right? We're talking about one of the best offensive lines in the league. We're talking about a team that's might probably favored to win the division with Aaron Rodgers leaving and the Vikings seemingly, up and down every year, but still always in the nick. They had a good year last year, but you can never count on them to do it when it takes, right? Draft capital. First round running back, second running back taken, 12th overall, knowing they had Montgomery. So you know what their idea was from the jump, from the moment they drafted Gibbs. Oh, shit, Swift is going to be out of there. He ends up getting shipped off right after, right? 4.3 speed, excellent pass catcher coming out of Alabama. He caught 104 catches out of 134 targets, 9 yards per target. We know, like we just said, these are the type of offenses that you want to invest in. We know they're going to feature 2 running backs, no matter what. Do I agree that Montgomery is going to be the number 1 running back over here? No, but it might be 1A and 1B. And guess what? From the 20 to the 20 is Gibbs if he don't get to the house because he's electric. Those screens that they like to run, the route running, get him out there, line up with their receivers being banged up and James on missing. And bro, they're going to use him everywhere. You might see some packages where him and Montgomery are out there. When you get to that goal line, you got Montgomery. Like I said, 2,000 scrimmage yards last year, 25 touchdowns is what Swift and Jamal Williams combined for. Give me Montgomery and Gibbs over those 2 running backs all day and twice on Tuesday.
No, I ain't mad at that, 100%. Hey, Tax was in my inbox talking about I wish I would have took Gibbs over. We ain't gonna say who he wish you would have took him over, but yeah.
We're gonna look right now.
But yet, so Gibbs is on a lot of boys' radars just based on that.
You saying he would have took him over Jonathan Taylor, but that was the first pick in the 3rd round. And see, that's another thing too. I wish I would have had the guts to go get Gibbs over Ramondre in the middle of this at the 7th pick of the 3rd round. But I like Ramondre's safety, right? I go with the safety. But again, Gibbs in the 3rd round over players like Etienne, Joe Mixon. I'm taking Gibbs. Run it. He's going in the round of Joe Mixon, 3rd or 4th round. Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, Etienne, and Aaron Jones. Give me the upside of Gibbs, even though Aaron Jones is one of the safest players you could have.
Yeah, Etienne, Aaron Jones, not seeing him on the field. Thank you, babe. I had to get an audible. There wasn't no more beers left, so I had to do a White Claw. Wifey didn't bribe it to me. Shout out to Don Tessa, 100%. But Etienne, Aaron Jones, and it was somebody else in the mix of Jahmyr. So Etienne for sure, I'm taking over Jahmyr. Mixon, I'm not taking over Jahmyr because I love Jahmyr, and Mixon died out at the end of the year, 100%. So I'm not mad at that take, 100%.
Let's go to your second running back, Rachaad White, ADP 64.
Ooh, that's big. So 12 times 12, 24,
36.
5th. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. That's Drippy. Shout out to my dog Drippy. Shout out to the TFCF family. Rashad White, 129 attempts, and you got Leonard in the same backfield as you, and we got the minus Tom Brady. Okay, 100%. We're gonna do that right now. We're gonna minus Tom Brady, but get with the carries though. 129. That was 36 out of his position, bruh. 3.7 yards per carry in a timeshare, my nigga. 100%, bruh. 481 yards on the ground, which was 41st at his position in a timeshare. 290 yards, which was 19th at his position in receiving. You know what I mean? 58 targets and 50 receptions. So you don't think to tell me that Baker being named as the number one quarterback is not going to rely on the out the backfield to short to intermediate routes with Rashad? You ain't Fournette's gone. Keyshawn ain't doing nothing. No, we don't have to worry about Keyshawn Vaughn. Bro, you're getting Rashad White as the number one RB, especially in a PPR-based format scoring with fucking 58 targets to 50 receptions. Even though we know we had TB12 over there, TB12 wasn't pushing the ball downfield because fucking Leonard had 80 fucking targets. I don't understand why Rashad is not being pushed up in these rounds to be a full workhorse, being with whether it be Baker or Kyle Trask, because everything that shows that he can tote the rock and he can receive the rock. And then when you got 4 breakaway runs, 3.1% of a breakaway run rate, and then you're scoring 8.2 points for fantasy points per score as an undrafted rookie last year, and you ain't got Leonard and you ain't got Brady. Baker Mayfield is dependent all on you, bro. Or
they say Baker completes 25% of his passes to running backs. White had 50 receptions last year. Like you said, he shared the backfield with Leonard Fournette. And we're talking about going to get Gibbs in the third round. If you're not with none of these running backs, the Gibbs is the ETN, and you want to get a receiver or grab a Mark Andrews right there, you can double back and get you a Rashad White that could very well finish up there if whatever injury he had, which I haven't seen anything on it since they said it was a scare. And hey, give me Rashad White, man. I'm fucking with it. I don't know if I'll grab him in the 5th round, but if I went wide receiver heavy or got a quarterback early or got a Kelsey early, I'll definitely fuck with Rashad White. Let me jump into my second running back. I'm gonna go James Conner. Kind of in that same range as Rashad White, to be honest. Going around the 5th, 6th round. Again, you go wide receiver heavy, tight end heavy, you're going to be looking to find a bell cow, and he's going to be sitting right there. Kurt called him not a sexy pick, but a safe pick, right? Missed 4 games last year, still finished top 17. He averaged 15 fantasy points per game. Now I'm going to talk about after his injury with no Kyler. After his injury, his last 8 games, he finished in the top 5 4 times. The other 4 finishes he had was number 19, 16, and 12. Now, again, we tend to draft on what have you done for me lately. That's what he did for you lately. If he would have kept those numbers up, 15 fantasy points to 17, he would have been in the top 10 easy. No matter the QB there will most certainly be a ton of checkdowns, no matter if it's Tune, if it's Colt McCoy, the checkdowns are coming. He's 2 years removed from a top 3 rushing TD season where he was going – Kyler was getting down there and he was getting handed off to the 1. They relied on him more to run and catch the ball last year. He's one of the safest 6th-round picks you could have. If he's my second running back, I'm loving life. If he's the first running back I grab in the draft, I'll probably pair him with like a James Cook or a David Montgomery, because that means I'm strong in these other spots. And hey, James Conner.
100%. I mean, just to double back on your argument, 4.3 yards per carry, 6.5 yards per reception. I mean, what do you expect? 782 yards rushing. That was 30th at the position, but he missed some games. 11.6 target share, which is 14th at his position. Where is he at? 15.5 yard. 15.4 yard. 15.4 points per game, bro. 6 breakaway runs. I mean, what the fuck do you expect from a 6th, 7th round running back? I agree.
You eating if you get him there. You eating if you
100%.
get him there. All right, let's jump to wide receivers. We're going to go with your first wide receiver. Actually, your first wide receiver taken in the draft, DeAndre Hopkins.
100%. So one of the reasons why I took D-Hop, if we could pull up the draft board, which we can't because some of my homies that's in some of the leagues that I'm in, they like, bruh, y'all didn't post no draft board to show how everybody finished. I had to say, well, bruh, they kicked us out the motherfucking Airbnb, so I had to cut the stream short, and because it was a noise order sense. But from what I'm finna tell you about D-Hop, let me go get some stats. Hey, Ron, let me see. Let me go find my wide receiver stats, bro. I'm slipping right now.
Arguably the first reach of the night. In the 3rd round. But that's his ADP. That's his ADP.
No, I'm not mad at that.
It was in the 3rd.
But yet, if you look, hold on. I got my stats for Hop. But let me go pull up. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just go look at my board real fast. And I'm going to tell y'all why it's. So, no, I'm going to tell you. Hold on. Give me a second. 2023 ALB draft. So, we're going to go to the wide receivers. So, he said that I drafted motherfucking Hop kind of high, which I really did. But look, I'm going to tell you all the receivers that was drafted before him and which was after him. So you had Chase, you had Jettis, you had Cup, Tyreek, Diggs, CD, Amon-Ra, AJ Brown, Devontae, Garrett Wilson, Waddle, Olave, Devontae Smith, Keenan. Then you had T. Higgins.
Was after him.
So Keenan, DK, Amari was the only 3 receivers that was drafted before or I had a chance to take instead of Hopkins. And I didn't want DK over Hopkins because DK, you got JSN and you got Tyler, who's outproduced him, especially a round later. Understand me? 100%. Then you had Ken. Kenan is footwork, bro. So touchdowns outproduce footwork, 100%. So him being Nuke, Tannehill, and never playing with a running back like King Henry, 100%. I'm going to take D-Hop as my number 1 receiver at the 310. And then here it goes right here. In 9 games played, 96 targets, which was 35th at his position. 64 receptions, 34th at his position. So what that is, it's a back end or a top end RB3 with 9 games only played. 717 yards, 11.2 yards per reception. Target share, elite 29.4. Target rate, elite 28.6. Route precipitation, 95.3, bro. 100% with 7 games missed. And he only played 2 games with Kyler. So you got all them other boys throwing him the ball. Now you go over there with the best run game you done had. I'm not going to say it's the best quarterback you had, but yet he going to get you the ball, bro, because you're playing against one-on-one. You're playing against a 8-man box. It's one-on-one. You do the math. Give me Hopkins.
I'm going to say this. I'm not a Hopkins guy at this stage of his career, but the argument I will say is him and Keenan Allen is damn near the same player. If Keenan Allen is going in the 4th round, 3rd round,
I don't agree with that.
D Hop can go in the 3rd, 4th round. No, I'm saying as far as where he's going, people are grabbing Keenan Allen in the 3rd, 4th round. He's been going there for a while. He was probably in the 2nd round last year. So I'm saying that to say, if people are willing to take Keenan Allen at that space, I could see D Hop going at that space. My only argument would have been that you probably could have got him around later, but who knows? You know,
I picked that 310 at that round, and so you know what I mean. Like I just named all the risks. I named off
your guys.
100%. That's the name of the show, my nigga. There wasn't no number 1 receiver on the board at that time for me to go ahead and pass up, and then for me to double back and go get Aaron Jones. I mean, that was a win-win to me. Like I said. So you go 9 games played last year, 96 targets, 64 receptions. The year before that, 10 games played, 63 receptions, 63 targets, 42 receptions. The year before that, 16 games played, 160 targets, 115, bro. You know what I mean? It wasn't where it should have been with Hopkins, because you had the 6-game suspension. Then last year the year before that with the injury. So with Kyler and his first year with Kyler, he broke record. They played the Niners the first game of the season, and he broke reception records for that franchise in his first fucking year. So then you double back with all the quarterbacks that he played with in Houston, because you said he's quarterback proof. Now you put him with a Derrick Henry and a Ryan Tannehill, bruh. To me, it's one-on-one football.
Get your guys. Let's jump into one of my wide receivers. We talked about him a little bit earlier. Jordan Addison, going in at 84 range, about the 6th, 7th round. Man, I mean, what more can you want? This is what stands out to me about Jordan Addison and his situation on the Vikings, right? Listen to these numbers: 107 catches, 95 catches, 107 targets, 95 targets, 108 targets. Those were Adam Thielen's targets for the last 3 years in Minnesota. I'll say it again: 107, 95. And 108. Those targets are up for grabs. Now, again, they got TJ Hockenson. They got the young 25-year-old KJ Osborne another year. But again, you go back to that draft capital. Addison, we talked about how Kirk Cousins don't got the deep ball. He needs those route runners. He needs, catching tight spaces players. All through camp, I've been watching him heavy. We do Dynasty, so I've been getting Addison everywhere. And all his highlights in camp have been toe touches on the sideline, toe touch catches in the end zone, route running, moving and shaking, joint practices, get him off me, making the move. The perfect type of compliment to somebody like JJ. Route running is his key. I like to say target him at that 7th, 8th round, depending on how you construct your roster. Do I want him to be in my flex? Not right now, but I wouldn't be mad if he had to be in your flex, because that means you got a stellar tight end, a stellar quarterback, running backs, and that's the last spot of your bench, right? But again, if he is there around players in that 7th and 8th round that you like, these are some familiar names, I want some upside, man, go with Jordan Addison, because towards the end of the year, he will be that guy that y'all going to be like, looking at those vets that ain't performing, do I got the heart to start? Jordan Addison.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that. You know what I mean? Because when you bring in a first round wide receiver on top of the best wide receiver in the game, and you let go of one of the best running backs in the game, that shows that you're investing in pushing the ball downfield. You just traded for Hockenson. I don't know exactly what they gave up. We can go do the homework right now on what they gave up to bring in a Hockenson, but you got Jettis. You spend a first-round pick on Addison. You let Dalvin Cook go, and you keep Cuzos. So to me, what that tells me is we invested in Hockenson at the tight end position. We drafted the best receiver in the game right now. And here it is now. We got the Fred Biletnikoff winner 2 years ago with Kenny Pete. But now he goes out west, cripping out west. Shout out to my dogs. That's my shit. I'll fuck with that song. That's my shit. But when you go out west and you still put up 74 receptions with Caleb Williams, bro, in the first year, what does that tell you? That Addison is a fucking dog, bro. So you pair him up with Hockenson and the Jettis, you just named off DD's targets. Not only DD's targets, but you got to also remember Dalvin's targets. Them not going to be there neither. And they not going to Madison. They not going to Ngakoue or whatever Brad name. None of them, it's not doing it. They're investing in pushing the ball down the field. So give me Addison all day, bro. 100%.
I'm fucking with it. All right, let's go to your second wide receiver. Your guy, Diontae Johnson, ADP 74. It's about the sixth round, and I've seen him go later in some mock drafts because people are jumping to George Pickens.
And they only going around apart. Yeah, so GP and Deontay only going around apart. So to me, it's pick your poison. But Deontay, target share elite 27.0, which is 13th. Target rate 26.3, 18th overall in the league, bro. It's fucking elite. When you can make boys do the Watusi, when you out there running your routes, even though he didn't have no TDs last year, but 147 targets, which 6 at his position, 86 receptions, 13th at his position, playing with a rookie quarterback that started maybe 14 games. I think we seen Mitchell Trubisky play 3 games. After that, it was all KP learning on the fucking fly. Now, when you got a George Pickens and a motherfucking Diontae Johnson, who is a Watusi stallion that can make you run circles 100%, no, for sure. 1,555 air yards. Fucking 14th at his position. Route precipitation, 98.1. 6 at his position. Playing with a bum-ass quarterback. Deep targets, 22. A-dot, 10.6. Red zone targets, 18 of them, bro. A true catch rate, 68.8, bro. 10.6 fantasy points scored, bro. As maybe your WR2.
I'm fucking with Diontae Johnson. 6th round. That's. Hey, you fill that roster. You fill that roster spot out, and he's your 3rd wide receiver. Give it to me. He's on the bench in a few leagues I'm in because he's going so late, and they're able to fill their roster out and then still have him. The touchdowns are not going to be what they were that last year. They're coming up. He's the best route runner on that team. He knows he ain't getting the respect. Give me Diontae Johnson all day. He's going in the range of players like Michael Pittman. Give me Diontae Johnson. The round later, JSN, who you'll get out of value now because he hurt. His teammate, George Pickens. Give me Diontae Johnson over George Pickens. You know, Jahan Dotson might be a player that I probably would take over him. But they're very close, though. Like, Diontae has shown what he can do. So I'm not going to say, you know, that's going to happen, right? So, yeah, give me Diontae Johnson at that 6th round. That's a steal for sure. That's 2 rounds later than he was going last year.
Dotson is a great pick, too, though.
Yeah.
Dotson is a great pick.
Let me jump into my second wide receiver. Going at the 102, Zay Flowers. Yeah, the hype is here. You seen the preseason? You seen the preseason game? He just got the touchdown on TV Monday night. But it's bigger than that. His quarterback nicknamed him Joystick. If you come from that Madden era, you know what that joystick is. That's what JD say. He making players do the Watusi. They can't stay with him. It don't matter if it's his own teammates. It don't matter if it's a scrimmage. It don't matter if it's the preseason game. He's electric. 4 years at Boston College. He's unguardable. No, most recent preseason game, like I said, he scored a touchdown, and they went to him 3 times on that drive, and he made somebody miss every time. With Todd Mankin offense, giving Lamar freedom, throwing more. You know, we talk about the trust that Aaron Rodgers has with his wide receivers. Todd Mankin is giving Lamar the reins here. Call your plays, make your audibles. Not call your plays, but make your audibles, make your adjustments. I guarantee, other than OBJ and Andrews, I wouldn't be surprised if Zay Flowers led the wide receiver group in receptions and yards. Zay Flowers is my 8th to 10th round steal. You will not regret it. Grab him, stash him, trade for him before the hype get too big. Hey, he's a boy. Go get him a stash. You can't always get – your players ain't always going to start off crazy, but that's what stashing's for. He could potentially be a league winner like a Jordan Addison. I'm fucking with Zay Flowers all day and twice on Tuesday.
I ain't mad at that because I love Tuesdays. That's when I get paid for my punk ass job. But yet, that's here, near, or there. But yet, Zay Flowers, you got a fucking Rashad Bateman and an OBJ that also play wide receiver. Them niggas ain't on the field, bro. Nigga, the only nigga that's on the field is Mark Andrews, and that's a whole nother motherfucking position. So at the 102, nigga, give me Zay Flowers because he gonna be the WR1 over there. That's 100% facts, bro. Whether OBJ play 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever it may be, he's gonna miss some fucking games. Zay ain't gonna miss no games. 100%. Give me Zay at the 102 drafted spot, nigga. Oh man, nigga, are you serious? Lamar wanted Zay.
All right, so look, he did want Zay. That speaks volumes. And he from Florida too. So we're going to jump into tight ends. I'll start it off. I'm going to give y'all a tight end now. These tight ends that I'm giving y'all, these are get your guys. This is the one of the players I'm going to give you. He's not somebody that you have to rush to go get right now and stash, but you should put your little watch star on him, right? And if you don't got them top 2 tight ends, the Andrews or Kelce's, and you're not sure about the other ones, you got to go grab you 2 tight ends because you got to get consistency at that tight end spot. Now, again, if you don't have those tight ends that could go crazy, you'll need those tight ends that could get you solid 10, 9, 10, 11 points every week, even if sometimes it's a little 15. My first guy is somebody who's basically going undrafted, Jake Ferguson. The Cowboys did draft Shoemaker. Ferguson did his time last year. Shoemaker's a rookie. We know what Dax like to do with the tight ends and the Cowboys. 89 targets, 104 targets, and 89 targets are what Dalton Schultz received in Dallas. He finished as a number 11, 3, and 12 tight end. Now, I'm not saying that Ferguson's ceiling is the top 3 tight end. I'm not saying that at all. But this offense, the way Dak is probably going to be playing a little scary, you know what I'm saying, all them turnovers he had last year. They added Brandon Cooks. You got CeeDee Lamb. Gallup coming back off the injury. I mean, he's a year removed from the injury. Young Tolbert. Pollard looking good. Ferguson's going to be Dak's safety blanket more times than not. And he will trip and walk into 11 to 13 points. Not a week, but one of those guys that you need to stash if your tight end situation ain't working out the way you need it to.
I'm not mad at that take, and I highly agree with that just based on the fucking target share with Schultz 18.7, which was 10th at his position. His target rate, 23.9 at his position. And then 76.6 route precipitation, which was 11th at his position. So what that tells me is that the tight end is highly involved in that fucking offense. And when you come out and you say, oh, the boy that's the OC for San Diego or the LA Chargers right now is not your OC, man, we're getting rid of him. We don't want what he does. You know what I mean? So whatever it may be, you get rid of him. But yet the tight end is one of your most effective positions in the receiving game. And all you brought in was Brandon Cooks. No, don't do that. Ferguson is going to have a role in this offense. And you're damn near getting as an undrafted tight end, bro. You have to understand, QB and tight end is the only positional advantages you're going to have in a draft, bro. Everybody's going for the receivers. Everybody's going for the running backs. You have to pick and choose tight end, receiver. Tight end, quarterback. So if you get a Jake Ferguson at the end of the round or wherever he's going, and he outperforms a Waller, a GKO, a Andrews, and you got him at the back end and your fucking team is stacked, you can go take one of the motherfucking tight ends or your receivers that you drafted and use him as a trade bait because you have a tight end that's outperforming the top 3 tight ends. And that's hard to do, bro. It's hard. And it shows that the Dallas Cowboys value their tight end position. Even though they brought in the Brandon Cooks, CD, the number 1 nigga over there. So you're going to have the WR2 and the tight end 1 fighting for targets and receptions. But to me, Dak's favorite.
It's enough to go around.
No, for real. It's enough. But to me, besides the number 1 receiver in CD, is going to be Ferguson because it's 5 to 15 yards. The shit. He don't want to make no mistakes. It's already done showed it. It's already telling. So give me Ferguson, bro.
I like Ferguson. Again, I'm not saying Ferguson can be top 5. I'm saying he could be safe. He could be like a Schultz in Houston, right? That you could grab late and he give you solid numbers because you got a Waller that has a health history or, something like that. But again, you want to get those tight ends that are involved in the offense. Now, not snap share because they block too. They could be in there blocking more than they're running routes. Ferguson ain't no crazy receiver, but 6'5" frame. I could see him sneaking in at 8 touchdowns because that's around the average that Schultz was having. Let's jump into one of your tight ends.
One more thing, though, because I love that you brought it up, is about the blocking. The blocking allows you to stay on the field all 3 downs. So if you can sell the block and it's 3rd and 5, you sell the block, you come out, it's a fucking first down, bro. That's the thing about these blocking tight ends that also have a receiving game, bro. So you got tight ends that's nothing but receivers and split out wide. Then you have tight ends that can receive, pause, and also block, pause. And that's what the fucking Cowboys, they love to have, bro. So if this boy can block and sell the block, that gives you options on screens, all types of shit with Ferguson, bro. So I'm not mad at it, though, bro. So great pick.
Let's get into one of my guys, too, but this is your guy. You picked him. Juwan Johnson, ADP 162. That's about the 16th, 15th, 14th round. You know what I'm saying? 10th round and later.
Like Sweets. Remember the video you sent about Sweets?
13th round. About 9, 10, 6, about 6, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Talk your shit, boy. Oh my mom. Shout out to big cousin Sweets. Oh my mom. But talking about Juwan Johnson on my mama, nigga. I love you, cousin. Hey,
This your guy.
Targets. 100%. This your guy.
My guy
too.
too. I traded for
Yes,
him in
I know.
Dynasty.
I know, nigga. 65 targets, which is 17th at his fucking look. Every stat that I'm gonna read to you is middle to back end, tight end 1, maybe tight end 2, right? But yet we got a DC coming in. We don't have the tight end playing quarterback. We don't have Jameis Winston. Yeah, exactly. We got Derek Carr this year, but we don't have Jameis Winston. We don't have the tight end playing quarterback last year. I forgot his name. Whatever quarterbacks we got playing last year in the Saints offense with Juwan Johnson, I'm going to tell you, everything that he did is middle of the pack, back end tight end 1. Now we got DC, 65 targets, 42 receptions, 19th at his position, 508 yards at his position, 16th, 7 TDs, which was 4th at his position, playing with somebody that plays tight end with him. Come on, my niggas. Route precipitation, 69.9. Target share, 14 point. I don't need to go on, bro. Juwan Johnson was a middle to the end of a late round tight end 1, playing with quarterbacks. Yeah, I can play quarterback. I can be the quarterback. You see, I got the number 7 on me right now, man. Shout out to Colin Kaepernick, 100%. Now you add that with DC. DC just made Devontae. I ain't gonna say he made Devontae because Devontae did that with Aaron Rodgers, but yet same shit, my nigga. Come on now, let's not be dumb, my niggas. Do the math. Juwan Johnson with Derek Carr, and you're getting him damn near undrafted
Waller
tight end.
3.0.
Speak on it, bro. This nigga can speak better for you.
26 years old.
College educated, nigga.
26 years old, man. A tweener, wide receiver, tight end. You know, they still got Troutman and
Troutman gone. He's in Denver.
They still got a blocking tight end. I forget who it is. They brought Jimmy Graham, but he was tweaking on the side. I don't know what's going on with him. But as far as, like you said, Derek Carr, he loves them tight ends. So I'm running Juwan Johnson. I see you got him on your team. You grabbed him in that 13th round. So I see you. You know what I'm saying? Got some targets. We did bust a trade, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to bust no more trades, man. The league they're not feeling it right now. But hey, it's crazy because look, the tight ends we got. You got both the tight ends on your list that you own. But before we get into your tight end, I want to end with him because I know you're going to be passionate about him. We'll finish my last tight end. And again, this is a guy that's might be going undrafted, but this guy is definitely going in the 14, 15 round, those last round. And that's Mike Mayer. You know, McDaniel's guy. McDaniel is going to use who his guys are. This episode is get your guys. And he went and got his guy in that draft after shipping Waller up out of here, right? McDaniels historically uses tight ends. You got Jimmy Garoppolo there who likes his tight ends, which I think Aiden O'Connell is going to end up starting by half the season when Jimmy probably gets hurt because he's always hurt. But anyway.
Hey, that's a bold prediction right there, boy.
I hope the man ain't hurt. Don't let me say that. But Mike Mayer was viewed as a top. Mike Mayer was viewed as a top tight end prospect. He caught 1,600 yards and 16 TDs over his 2 years at Notre Dame. His skills are as a route runner and a pass catcher. And offense with weapons like Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers got a 3-year deal. Jacobs on his way back. You know what I'm saying? The young talent they got over there, you know, the way they're going to have to stay in games in that division and put up some points. Throw me Mike Mayer, you know, people like me are getting Kincaid in the 8th round. You can get Mayer in the 15th round, and he still might be one of those guys. And again, this isn't a league-winning tight end, but it's a tight end with top 10 upside And it's also a tight end that, as that end of the year goes, like JD said, the only positional advantages you're going to be able to have are tight end and quarterback. You may have a fire team, but you can't find that tight end that gives you a steady 10 points. All your tight ends are giving you 4 and 3 and 2, and you don't know what they're going to do. Players like Mayer and Ferguson will give you some action, man. Hey, tight end guru here, man.
That is the motherfucking tight end guru, and I'm not going to challenge him on Mayer because all you got is Devontae Adams over there. I don't care about.
I like Jacoby Myers though. Don't slip on Jacoby.
I fuck with Myers. Myers is a former QB that knows how to get open, but yet Myers don't got no TDs under his belt.
Go ahead, though.
I understand that, especially last year when you're playing with fucking OC that is a DC and a special teams coordinator, but yet Mayer was drafted that high coming out of Notre Dame for a reason, bro. 100%. Myers going to be one of those tight ends that's a top 5 tight end. Might not transpire this year, but with DC, with Garoppolo or whether it be Aiden O'Connell, he's going to get force-fed the ball because Devontae is going to get doubled and triple team for sure. We don't know what Josh Jacobs might not even play this year, bro. So all you got is Mayer and Devontae with Jimmy in that system, bro, as we're projecting right now. And to me, I would rather Mayer than Devontae because you're going to get doubled and triple team and you getting Mayer damn near undrafted right now, bro. As a tight end 15, 16, and he has the potential to go ahead and be a top 12 fucking tight end. And if you remember what the fuck I just said not too long ago, quarterback and tight end is the only way you're going to have a positional advantage unless you just go 3 wide receivers or 3 running backs. So you're going to have to find a way to get a positional advantage, and Mayer might be the way.
Facts. We giving y'all straight gaming, yeah. Niggas know. And there they go. Look, let's jump into the last tight end, man. Shout out to E40, man. Y'all know we on this West Coast, man. Hey, last tight end of the night, JD. Your guy, George Kittle.
GKO.
GKO. What is the GKO stand? I mean, where'd you get that? What's that?
So, first of all, fuck you and your fucking wonderizations about these. No, hold on, let me finish. And your fucking your wonderizations about these nicknames. So it was Greasy Breezy. Shout out to my dog, Spencer the Guru. Spencer the Guru is named Brees Hall Greasy Breezy. Oh my mouth. 100%. So I got to give my dog Spencer the Guru a shout out. That's where I came up with Brees Hall with the shit. Hey, 100%. Hey, if you ain't sucker free, I don't know what's going on. But look, hey, GKO, bruh. George Kittle is a wrestler. So this is where his name come from. GKO is a wrestler. So you got other wrestlers that want to do woo. But GKO is a wrestler. And then the only stat that I got for you for GKO that outproduces any tight end in the top 3 is at 11 TDs. What other tight end had double-digit TDs on fucking 80 receptions? 100%. Let's go. Talk to me. I got more stats, but yet he had 11 TDs, bro. He outperforms every fucking TD except for Kelsey. And him and Kelsey have battled as 1 and 2 with reception and fucking yardage.
I'm going to say this. I think there's value in getting George Kittle in that 5th, 6th round. That's kind of where you're going right now. There's value in getting him there. But again, you better go grab you a safety net because injuries are what plagues George Kittle.
He played 16 games last year, though.
He plays physical. He was the number 3 tight end last year. Yet he's not getting drafted early like Andrews and a Kelsey. Well, obviously not Kelsey, but like Andrews. It's the last few years, other than 2 years ago when Waller was number 3, it's always Kittle, Andrews, Kelsey, and then last year Hockenson. These are safe bets that you're going to get. Kittle is a mismatch, and he's a guy, to me, again, there's value in getting Kittle in that 5th, 6th round because you're going to fill out your roster without having to go get a Mark Andrews in the 3rd round.
No, I agree. No, and then one more stat to double back on that. He has a target separation of 2.41, which is 6 at his fucking possession, bro. So when you can sell the block, which he does perfectly, and then slide out and also be able to run routes to get open, and when he has a fucking, give me 345 yards of yak, and his fucking total yards is 765. That means half his yards is run after the catch. Any receiver that's in the San Francisco offense, we're gonna go do the numbers. Nigga, half of their fucking yardage is gonna be yak because they take the ball and running with it. That's why I'm taking Ayuk over motherfucking Debo. That's why I don't mind taking GKO after a Waller, after a Kelsey, after a Andrews, because I know what Kittle can do with the ball in his fucking hands. And when you got 11 TDs, and we can go do the homework right now, it ain't too many people with double-digit TDs receiving. I swear to God. So let's move it on.
Hey.
Shout out to Robbie. There go my nigga Robbie, CEO.
Robbie, shout out to the Rum Boys Fantasy Network, man. Love what you doing over there. You know I stay tapped in on that Twitter, man. Fucking with you, man. You always been one of my guys, man.
My guy.
Hey man, look, bro. That's the episode right there. We came with y'all. We told y'all we coming. We had to get your guys. These are guys that we feel you need to get. Go ahead and run this episode back. Jot some name down. Think about the value of where you're getting them. You know, it's draft season. It's here. You got about 15 days, 14 days now, and the season is here. This is the time. If you're not ready now, you never gonna be ready. You already know, Robbie.
Oh, I can't get my shit straight, but nigga, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, nigga. That's what we presenting to y'all, bro. 100%. I can't get the big cousin over there. My shit I don't know what's going on, blah. But nigga, that's what we doing. We trying to get y'all ready for your fucking draft, bro. We just drafted a couple of days ago.
Earlier than normal.
It's okay.
Already got McLaurin hurt. You know what I'm saying? Oh, real quick for the people, are you worried about McLaurin and his toe?
I ain't gonna lie. I would be, just based on, because we seen Deion Sanders play with the turf toe. You know, we seen other players play with the turf toe, but yet we still got one more week for him to sit out, and then we got 2 more weeks until the race, September 11th. Shout out to all the FDNY firefighters, FDNY police department, all the first responders for the 9/11. Nigga, it's almost 20 years, nigga, since the shit. Probably 20 years after the shit. But yet, you know what I mean? That's what it is. But yet, on my mind.
Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready, man. That's how we living over here at the Heart to Start. And I hope y'all living like that too. It's draft season, man. We're going to come back this week. We're going to drop that running back ranking, and we're going to keep getting y'all ready for this motherfucking the season. Hey, it's a reason why we seasoned. Heart to Start, man. Fantasy podcast, man. We out.